World-famous millionaires, private jets, Forbes headlines, then FBI manhunts, suicides, and shattered lives. These Instagram icons flaunted wealth built on stolen dreams. $11 million vanished in one hack. A teenage victim lost to blackmail, and 7 more fraud kings fell from penthouses to prison. But what did it really take to bring the 8 top Instagram kings crashing down? And what price are they paying now? The truth begins with a billionaire everyone wanted to believe. Obi-Wan OK, known to his followers as Invictus Obi, built his reputation on a foundation of lies. In 2016, Forbes Africa celebrated him as a billionaire under 30, crediting his Invictus group with success across Nigeria and beyond. But behind the magazine's spreads and Instagram posts, OK was orchestrating one of the most sophisticated business email compromise schemes ever uncovered. It started with a single email. OK's team hacked into the inbox of the chief financial officer at Unitrack, the UK-based export arm of an American heavy equipment giant. Over months, they watched, learned, and waited for the right moment. When the timing was perfect, they sent wire instructions, 15 transfers in total, draining $11 million from Unitrack's accounts. The money vanished into a maze of shell companies and overseas banks. Forbes, relying on OK's carefully crafted narrative and fake documents, never caught the deception. The illusion of legitimacy held until the FBI began quietly tracking OK's digital trail in mid-2018. 13 months of surveillance ended at Dulles Airport in August 2019. Arrested and extradited, OK pled guilty in 2020. U.S. courts ordered a full forfeiture of his Nigerian assets. Today, Invictus Obi sits in a federal prison, serving a 10-year sentence with no chance of parole until 2029. The luxury was always borrowed time. Samuel and Samson Ogoshi built their following with the promise of easy money. Their posts showed crypto charts, luxury sneakers, and motivational quotes, drawing in thousands of American teenagers. Behind every message was a trap. Using fake profiles, the brothers convinced boys as young as 13 to share private photos, promising friendship or quick profits in digital currency. Once the images were sent, the tone changed. Demands for money replaced friendly chats. Threats of public exposure and threats of violence arrived in rapid-fire texts. Some victims paid, hoping to make it stop. Others, like 17-year-old John D. from Michigan, found no escape. In the last days before his suicide, John's diary filled with fear. His family later discovered the relentless messages and escalating threats. The shockwave tore through his community, sparking headlines and a federal investigation. FBI agents tracked payment records and chat logs across continents, working with Nigerian police to identify the brothers and collect evidence. In August 2024, Samuel and Samson were flown to the United States in handcuffs, facing charges that could keep them in prison for life. Their trial has become a symbol of a new kind of crime, one that can reach into any home, leaving scars that money cannot heal. The story of the Ogoshi brothers is not only about greed, but about the lives forever changed by their schemes. Sapphire Ajamasi was hailed as a rising star in Nigeria's tech scene, a MasterCard scholar with a knack for building flawless websites. But the code she wrote in Lekki cafes was not for startups or fintech apps. It was for fraud. At just 21, Ajamasi caught the attention of Samuel Kojo, a syndicate leader who saw her talent as the missing piece in his operation. Their plan was simple and devastating. They designed fake banking platforms so convincing that even seasoned business people fell for them. Victims logged in, entered credentials, and watched as their accounts were drained, sometimes in minutes. Ajamasi's social feeds painted her as a digital entrepreneur, always working on the next big idea. In reality, each project was another front for siphoning millions from American companies and individuals. Investigators followed the trail of spoofed domains and payment logs across borders, finally catching up with her in New York in April 2025. Today, she waits behind bars, her dual identity, innovator and imposter, exposed by the very skills that once promised her a future. Kingsley Adonu promised ordinary Nigerians a shortcut to wealth. His company, SMO Mobile NetZone Limited, claimed an exclusive partnership with MTN, one of Africa's largest telecoms. Flyers, WhatsApp groups, and glossy presentations showed forged MTN documents stamped with fake signatures. Investors handed over their savings, convinced they were buying into a legitimate data business backed by a household name. In reality, every Naira poured in was quietly funneled into secret accounts at Setsby Datalink Concept, using GT Bank and Fidelity Bank to keep the trail hidden. Over 10 billion Naira vanished this way, leaving thousands of families in financial ruin. Some lost homes, marriages crumbled, and communities that once trusted Adonu now gathered in anger outside empty offices. MTN's internal compliance team flagged the fraud in 2024, sparking a regulatory alert that spread quickly to law enforcement. On September 11th, EFCC agents arrested Adonu, ending the scheme, but offering little comfort to those who had staked everything on his empty promises. The damage stretched far beyond bank balances. Trust itself had been stolen. Jazam Michael called himself the crypto prophet. His Telegram group, Africa Arbitrage System, swelled to 60,000 followers who believed every word in his daily voice notes. Over 50,000 investors sent their savings, $554,000, and nearly 600 million Naira, chasing promises of 20% returns, sometimes more. Then, in less than 72 hours, everything vanished. Admins deleted chats, voice messages went silent, and Michael announced a total system crash. Panic spread like wildfire. Desperate investors flooded the group with pleas, accusations, and threats. Some reported marriages collapsing under the weight of lost life savings. Others withdrew from friends and family, sinking into depression. In the chaos, Michael refused all withdrawal requests and wiped the Telegram history clean. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission moved quickly, arresting him before he could disappear. Bail was denied. For thousands, the dream of instant wealth ended in heartbreak and empty bank accounts, while Michael faced a future behind bars. On June 10, 2020, Dubai police launched Operation Fox Hunt 2, storming the Palazzo Versace Hotel and catching Ramon Abbas, known online as Hush Puppy, off guard. Investigators seized 13 luxury cars, designer watches, and suitcases packed with cash. Digital evidence revealed plans to target nearly 800,000 potential victims worldwide, with schemes stretching from Los Angeles to London. Among the most audacious plots was an attempted theft of $124 million from an English Premier League football club, foiled just in time by international law enforcement. The sheer scale of the operation stunned even veteran officers. Today, Hush Puppy is locked inside FCI Fort Dix in New Jersey. He is serving an 11-year sentence and is scheduled for release in August 2029. The Instagram legend's empire collapsed in a single night of flashing blue lights and confiscated dreams. Jacob Olalekan Ponle, known online as Woodbury, styled himself as a man of faith, posting Bible verses alongside pictures of Rolls Royces and stacks of cash. Behind the sermons, he was orchestrating an $8 million fraud, siphoning funds from 7 companies in less than a year. Court records list a fleet of luxury cars and Rolex watches, all registered in his name, bought with stolen money. When Dubai police raided his apartment during Operation Fox Hunt 2, every symbol of his wealth was cataloged for forfeiture. The U.S. courts sentenced Woodbury to 100 months in prison, stripping away the last traces of his Instagram empire. His prayers for mercy now echo in a prison cell, far from the spotlight he once craved. Ismaila Mustafa, better known as Momfa, once filled his Instagram feed with snapshots of private jets, luxury watches, and cash counting sprees. Now, his empire hangs in limbo. Prosecutors accuse him of laundering 32.9 billion naira through Ismalob Global Limited, funneling illicit funds across multiple banks and shell companies. The Federal High Court in Lagos continues to hear his case, with the next hearing set for January 2026. Court filings detail a web of transactions tied to cyber fraud and business email compromise, while over 40 luxury watches and 7 cars remain seized. Since January 2025, Momfa's Instagram has gone silent. His last post, a final sign-off before strict bail conditions, cut him off from his audience. The outcome remains uncertain, but the spectacle of wealth has given way to the slow, grinding process of justice. Today, thousands still struggle to rebuild after these crimes, while new scams evolve faster than ever. Instagram's gloss hides real pain, and the global crackdown is not over. Now, every scroll is a choice. Admire the fantasy, or question the reality behind the feed.